like it's more of the dash on one side or less of the dash on the other.
Yes, exactly. Some people like stuff different, but this is how I line up that back window to the roof, the gas, top of the gas.
Makes sense. I can see how that works.
But you have to look at that middle though. You gotta be in the middle of the car to see it. You can't stand off to the side because it's gonna throw you off. So you gotta, your focal point is the middle of the very middle. So let's pretend my center point and my pinstriping. Overlay that line, probably closer to this side, right there's the middle. And you look at this, the middle points of the top of the,
Correct. So when you look at the dash, everything is, when you're looking across, it's all the same.
right. If one says lower, right. If one says lower, then you know that window's focused top.
One side will be up, when you're looking across, you'll see the other side's here, the other side this
Right.
way.
Really good. Right. Or you know, you get two, like, matter of fact,
The passenger side.
conduit down, flex as much. I don't think this will reach the dash though. Let me grab a longer piece, I think I got a longer piece.
So you say you can't measure from the tray? You can't measure from here? Because
Yeah,
it's
no.
not a good point?
No, you can't, but there's speaker holes right. I measured from the corner of this down, but we can't go, there's no package right here.
Right.
This is a true point here. We can go here, we can measure here, but we also need to measure down here, and there's nothing here, there's a speaker.
Right. So since there's a speaker hole, we should
You
measure
can do it from the
here.
top. This is what I usually do. I mean, you can take a tape
Because
measure.
this feels like it's a little bit lower. They think it's.
No, let's do this straight vertical point here. I'm gonna mark this. Okay. Let's bring it to the corner like I did here. This is the corner here, top corner. Mark this down. Now we do this side over here.
See, I can see that being a rough day, because you could look at it 20 times and then come back later, look at it again and you're off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great corner. It looks like that. We could just look at that now.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there. This, you don't even need to take
My
my.
left eye's.
But it might
That's
not,
why.
it might not
Left
be
eye.
this way, it could be like a little that way.
Yeah.
So like the
Exactly.
height might be the, but it,
Here, let's do this. We'll use this line here as our reference point right here. How about that? Okay, there's a line here, straight vertical, straight down from the corner of the rear window to the eye. And then we're gonna come over here and see the same line, see how close we are.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just,
Like I said, you do this a long time, guys. This is how you get to learn. Fair enough. Let's do another reference point here. I'm over here now. I'm gonna line this round bar. You see, Gene was very adamant about this, but he would take 2 hours doing this. We don't have 2 hours of time to do this. We need to get this done. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna look at the center point here, right? You see where the dashboard comes to a point where the peak in the window would be? Come over here, Sean, look this way. You see where the round bar is, and you see where the top peak of that window is, the front, the middle, the very middle of the windshield where it comes to a point.
yeah, right in your
That's right where the round bar is, right?
Uh-huh.
So, what I usually do is I kind of strap down, and there it is, right there. Pretty close, my blue line's a little off, so I use this, a blue line on each side, to line it up. There, okay, so that's how we know our window's centered. You know what I mean? Now we can come over this way. We can come over this way. You can, what about the piece of round bar on this blue line on this side here?
The back line.
And we already know we cut this at a body line, factory body line. So hold that down and bend it down a little slight. We're gonna rewind all this, so I'm just gonna show you. Are you holding it down to the blue line still?
Well, I mean, I'm right at the line, but it's up when you press it really well. There. All right.
Okay, sorry. Alright, now we're gonna do this. Alright, I'm gonna take this over to the other side, it's the same thing. The other side. Go straight off this blue line. There we got it.
We got actually have a welder in the way.
Is it welder in the way over there?
Flip the rod and bend it the other way. Start from this end point.
Yeah, my blue line, is the blue line over on the side here?
Yeah, so just put this in the middle, so you've got the short side over here.
Okay, so this is the middle here.
But he,
Oh, you need to flip the bar will go all the way around, so it's like the same.
right.
There you go. There you go. Guys, so where's my blue line? Is that where your line is?
Right here.
Okay. Let's go over to my line here. There, or bring it down, it should go to your.
And I just wanna get it right to the edge,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Is it touching the body line or is it away from it?
Now it's touching the line.
Good, that's what we need.
Right.
So the window's centered. Because remember, we took our measurements from here to here. That's how we got the window centered from this point to this point. Number 7.25 inch. All right, now, let's get our boards underneath the back window, because I want to get this cleco. All right? So let's get our boards here,
Been
bring this
doing
window
this way
back
too
where it
long.
needs to be.
What do you want?
See if they can stand vertical. We need to make it. Are these so close? What about that other one?
This way, they're the same line.
Oh, yeah. Is it touching?
Right now, it is, yeah.
Okay.
This is.
A little bit on slow.
This is
This
still
side,
right here.
this side needs to come up.
Yeah, Larry, you see this side is like that.
Oh, yeah. No. See, this is setting on the spectrum tray also. But this side's curly, it's got to go right there. So if you get where the wood's touching there,
You just keep pushing it, because it's on a round, it'll stay there.
no, a little bit more. A little bit
Oh,
more.
my God.
Let go, guys. That's it. That is it. Let's not move. Nobody breathe. Let's not move. All right, let me line this up one more time here. Dan, take your 2x4 and move the top of that way a little bit now.
Outside?
Yes, move it out an inch. It's got, your side's got to come up higher. A little bit more.
Who's moving, mine or his?
No, just mine. Don't move yours.
I just hold it, so that would go.
Good, oh.
It's on a slope where it's gonna take.
Try to put it this way.
No, from me to you.
Yes, and I think it'll hold that position better.
Keep going up. That's it. Don't sneeze.
Excuse me.
We
Excuse
are
me.
there. We are there. See, I have a way of looking at top. Okay, so the problem though, the top side on this side, that side needs to come up. Here, that side of the rear window needs to come up. Let's do this. I'm gonna put some concrete. We're getting tacked also.
I thought too, I always agree with you. I
You
said
guys
this
see that
side
bird in
was-
here at all? That finally fly out or what?
Um,
I left that window up and open all night. Hopefully it did.
hopefully more didn't come in.
I think he's in his office taking a nap.
I thought I was losing my mind, because I'm like, how is this saying? I couldn't see.
The bird's in your office taking a nap.
No, I bet it is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there he is. He's right there.
Is it still in here?
He's carrying a bagel.
There's a lot of birds that came me up with red paint job on this motorcycle.
You gotta feel a little love now, come on.
All right, we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna weld these in here. We're gonna tap the wheel of them in. Do me a favor. Grab a flap over here. Come over here. Just let it go. Same thing on this side over there. We're gonna make sure this thing don't move on us anymore.
I can see more metal.
or like on this side and then full weld this side over there. So cut these both. Yeah. Cut these both parts.
It's a plug and a plug.
I was like looking at him like, what? Down here, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling one of the guys that works with me, the construction company he's an old school finish carpenter. I can't stand working with the guy. He's an old man, like, he's fucking, it's like this guy. I was telling him we had a special order piece of wood, a mantle wood. This wood was $350 for 8 foot by, 6 inches by 8 feet long. He comes in, I'm over to measure like 1,000 times because I don't want to fuck this wood up. He comes in, he says, what are you doing? He looks at it, goes like this. He picks it up. I'm like, standing there like, you gotta be fucking kidding. Puts it on a wall. Yeah, it's tapped the heat a little bit to make it fit in there, and I'm like, you fuck. He's like, that's funny. No, I told him, I said, I can't work with you. He's like, I told him, I can't wait for you to fuck up. He's like, it's gonna be a long time, man. He's late night. He's like, I fucked up. Yeah, what? He's living in a house in Libertyville. The Panthers in fucking kitchen tank. You take the helper. I'm at another house. And here, the whole Panthers. Finished work, yeah, there's all this shit. It was 8 hours later, we're down to the last cat in the house. I'm looking around.
You got a second beer?
He comes in, he goes, what's going on here? And I go, hey, you called me earlier. I said, you were at the store. He goes, no, we were at lunch. I go, oh, okay. I go, what's up? He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, how you guys doing over there? He goes,
We're done, dude.
he says, we were done at 1 o'clock. I go, okay, well, please go back and put the combo over your shit out. He looks at me, he goes, we're done, Junior. You know, and it's like, and I try. I know there's sometimes there's fucking shit. I try to find it. Sometimes he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you guys are fuck something up. And he's like, hey, you know what's crazy? He's one of those guys, you don't believe in cost. He'll sand the wood, he'll make it with the grinder, he'll make the shit fit perfect. I don't believe in cost. He goes, cost for amateurs. I was like, well, not every house is perfect. He goes, caulk is for amateurs.
Cool thing with this thing, we can do that. Crazy man, crazy. Guys, just be careful, there's a phone on a tripod over here.
I ran into this guy.
All right. You guys see out there right in the TV.
Because I don't want to work for this fucking guy. I might have like, I've been working for him for 20 years. There's always some bullshit with like, I can't afford to hire a guy. He goes, how do you know? You haven't used it really? I'm like, Junior? And I'm like, listen, I know I can't. Is that penny per job?
Really quick. Well, I didn't look at
Okay, let's figure it out. I said, let's figure it out.
Hang on. You didn't weld your top on, did you?
I get so angry.
No, that's no problem. All right, guys and guys over here, crazy man, crazy. So what we're doing,
Thanks, man.
what we're doing on the YouTube world here, we are day number 2 of CHOP class 2025. And you guys can see, now we're working on getting the rear window positioned so we can start making sail panels. All right, so right now we got the window lined up. It's pretty close. I gotta give it one more look so we can get these tack welded here in the corner. And then we're gonna start making new sail panels. Now, I don't know if, I'm gonna bring you guys to the side really quick here. How does this release off of here? Oh, it's spring loaded. Ooh, fancy dance. All right, now, crazy man, crazy daddy oak, dig it. So we got past side here. The guys did a fabulous job, and I'm happy they're taking my direction because that's what they need to learn how to do. And look how nice that baby flows, huh? Check that bad boy out, huh? Look at that bad boy, huh? Crazy, man, crazy. So anyway, yeah, right now we got a nice window opening here. We got, I still got to do a little bit more metal work to it, but you can see how nice it flows. Flows nice, right? All right, now we're working on back here. We're gonna start making some sail panels. Once we get the rear window tacked in place, get clecos in there, and then we're gonna start working our magic here, all right? Back on the tripod over here. All right, here we go. Okay, we gotta push this out like this. That's spring-loaded bad boy right there, huh? All right, here we go. All right, now, get the welder ready. Actually, you can go ahead and weld it right now.
I'm Marco, by the way. Marco.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now, we are looking, I'm thinking this is a little too high here, from here to here.
Yeah.
We are gonna take these boards out, and we're gonna drop it down about another inch. Because I don't like it goes like this, and then I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit lower, so it goes right into here.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're gonna take these boards out, and I'm gonna let you guys know that we're gonna bring it down. Okay, take your board out of it, okay, you got a mouse?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
All right, I want you to do now is drop it down a little bit more.
So it's got it's like something.
Can we run this?
Stock.
Okay, cool.
It's like 36.
All right, now, go ahead and drop it down, push it down. Oh, your conduit's going there, isn't it? Yeah, really good if you cut that conduit. Take the cut off wheel and just cut that off. Okay. Just cut it off like right here. Yeah.
Well, I moved it over here because I didn't.
Oh, and just because it's sitting there. We're still gonna keep it.
He works as an electrician, but he's a volunteer firefighter at the local firehouse. And then he just got his wildland firefighter certificate, so he does. Crazy. He actually gets paid.
But it's opposite.
Yeah, he's in South Dakota, Rapid.
Now we got rid of that conduit.
It's a trunk radius.
Well, it's still because the metal's gonna go.
Actuator.
We're actually gonna cut it around the
Trunk.
No, I can pull it back to the
To pull the
All right, now.
actuator. It's not working.
You want this out, right?
push it down.
Oh, you want trunk release, not like the
All right, I'm gonna stand this side here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Phil, I gotta stand here where you're at.
Just with my fingers?
Yes. Push it down, push it down. Oh, there we go. That's what we like, and right there.
So you like that down and then flat as opposed to trying to do fastback-ish look? That's the back position, or we're still gonna integrate?
It's gonna go from here to here.
Okay.
I didn't want to have this.
Yep,
It goes like this and it goes up. I want this to go straight to here.
Yes.
You see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I want to make sure it wasn't like an edge there.
Yes.
Yes. No, I like that though.
So you're gonna take it right at this radius? Or
Yeah. Actually, it needs to come down about another half an inch.
Really?
See if we can push it down another half an inch. Yeah, see, it's finally right in here. We may have to cut this. Got a cut off right here?
Well, you want some channel with
No, here. I just want to cut this.
You can just do a 45 relief on either
Yes.
side on the bottom edge of that.
I can bend it down a little bit.
Well, I was just going to cut this off. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not cut too? Oh, that was cut.
Yeah, that one's.
All right, watch your eyeballs. spell relief? V-O-D-D-O. Alright. Alright, now. Please come up a little bit. Right there. Oh, that didn't matter, huh? Alright, see if we can get this up under here. Maybe in the corner here, Sean, like at the corner of the sheet metal right here on this side. Look at that. I'm still gonna measure the bottom here, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get these welded down here, okay? So I'm gonna make sure that we're lined up here. Alright. Sorry. It's alright. Actually, we're right there. We're right there. See? We're there. Alright, we need to get this here, welded here. And then all the way through.
Another guy told me the same exact thing. He said that sometimes when you're taking those, you'll wonder if you're stretching it, you don't stretch out here.
Cut this
On the
one
next
seam
time,
like
you
this.
stretch out over here. Just because it's not the same.
Yeah, we're gonna take these out of the floor. So no stepping on
You
this.
gotta go back and keep
When you get a straight ankle, then
Once we take them up, where do you wanna put them? Those pieces,
Okay.
those small pieces.
oh, there's straight garbage can by the door. That's my scrap metal bucket there. And then we're gonna put this from here down. We don't want this thing moving around at all. Then when we're done, we're gonna put clicos through on the top there. And then I'm gonna start making sail panels. We're gonna learn how to make sail panels today. Standard. Did you want to show me? We have two of them. All right. We need to go on. Anything with the scrap metal? It's got a great bucket here. Alrighty. Yeah, you might have to grind. I had Phil grind the base of the package tray. No, the bare metals we had to clean up the base of the package tray.
Larry, where's your scrap again?
Right behind you in the gray bucket. Yep. Scrap metal. Yep. Thank you, sir.
Do you always trust the packet tray to be level, even and straight?
Well, it is a factor thing, and it's even if it's the 16th off, you're not really ever going to notice. We try to get it exact. Well, I'm actually 91 by package tray now because we're lined up from the window to the dashboard.
Right.
Remember I told you
Right.
I'm doing this?
Right.
So right now, it doesn't matter if the package tray is crooked. The rear window is the most important. You know what I mean? So right now that I'm looking, we're lined up from the bottom of that windshield to the bottom of the dashboard.
Right.
Bottom of the windshield.
Right.
And you want us to clean up this and just.
Yes,
Back to
we just take it right
spot.
to the time here in here. We just don't want this thing moving around.
Sure.
Especially when we start drilling holes for big goes and our sail panels on there and stuff like that. While you guys are messing with that, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna cut a piece of sheet metal here. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. You guys cut. You guys don't have any dirt. You might have to, but I think if you do, just to get actually this week, put this. Probably come up here. And the one that's in there.
So it did, but then when you move this,
Oh, it came down low. We need to probably set this down there. I wouldn't even mess with here. I'd probably take it around here and see what it does. I think I know you have a jack if you're finishing that. So, but I think if you drop it down, cut this back up here, because now, this, because you got a kind of a gap here, maybe let's just drop it down.
Oh, I'm like,
But I just noticed that you got kind of a bigger gap from here to here. So this whole piece really should come forward. You see how it's overhanging here? I would bring this even like that, and then go higher with this. Don't go by the dripper up here. This gotta be straightened out, right? Get all that on that side. But yeah, take this, cut this back, goes loose, cut loose back there and move the whole thing forward. Then.
We need
by the time you
the
drop it down,
three-way.
stack it out here, and then you drop it down. Get that little piece of three-way.
Oh, yeah.
That side, that's the track. So you have to push it with the perpendicular here.
Well, so it's right here.
You didn't know that here yet, did you?
Just the one.
Remember when you got me with, oh, it's like, well, here, take your eyes off this. Actually, it's man, my boss pretty close. This here, this is house. This, I think, here, it's right. All right, we're good, and the tool.
Right, so we were complaining about this for a while. But he did it, and he was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look what I got you guys. Right. We're like, oh, great. So he's in the shop. This crazy, I put my own chair, it's called the lumber chair. And my boss and I, of course, I can tell that I had to bring out the chair. And I was like, you mean like this? And I roll it out. What? That's hilarious. Anyway, and my boss was like, okay. That's so funny. I thought it was hilarious. He was cracking me up.
Time changes.
That's close. Right? This is really a mild shop.
Right, but I'm just saying, knowing that you have one that size to fit in the window, you wouldn't keep that, and then you think, where do you go buy one that's gonna fit into that size?
It's a daisy bottle. What's happening is lifting the whole, is the door staying here, let's lifting the whole thing.
No, the grinder.
Cut off wheel?
Yeah, cut off wheel.
That's
It doesn't have
We want this, we want this gap to
Got
stay
another one
here.
on that.
Where is it? Right there. We got that, we got.
I added your three-way, bro.
Oh, the three-way, yeah, there it is.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Freeway on the freeway.
Again, for the
These
second
are just
time?
these are single tack in,
Yeah.
so I got these in for you.
Oh, you did, all right, so, let's take these boards out. Look at that, just came right out. See, no movements, see that? Now that back window's where it needs to be. All right, so guys that know how to use Clecos, that's what you get to do. We're gonna take this fence off of there. We're gonna make a long clamp, so we're gonna start in the middle, for the first Cleco in the middle. All right, you guys know how to use Clecos, right? Sure. All right, we're gonna start right here in the middle of the third window. As we're drilling, we're gonna hold this up like this. You see what it's doing now? Look at that bad boy. It's not doing this anymore. It's coming up. See that? But you see the whole package right moving.
Right.
This is what I wanna do. Let's cut 2 pieces of flat stock and weld one from here to package strip. This shouldn't be moving around too much. I don't want this to move.
Sure.
So we need to get here, one here on the inside here, okay? Let me grab a flat stock. Actually, I think there's a shorty piece we're using on top of the counter. I think all right, 1, 2, I'll grab another one. Go ahead and just go ahead and tackle this right here. Okay. Tackle this here. Hold this up to the piece. That. Yes.
Oh, you want that?
That's kind of where it was. Right now it's like sagging. It's doing the window.
Yeah.
We don't want that. Right. So go ahead and tackle this right here. And then actually, go ahead and tackle the break ground over here. But before the matter, let me go get some more fat stuff. All right. Here's another shorty piece you can cut some off of. Cut off real, gotta cut off real under somewhere. Cut stuff out, chop them. There's here. All right. Over here. You can see how much the package rate sunk down right there. Okay. We may have to cut these tack bolts loose once we figure it out. So here, let me do this. I'm gonna pull this package right up to this, okay, like we did on the other side. All right, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna tack bolt that right in
Get
here.
here first, right?
No, on the package right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yes. Here, you know, let me see if I can come over to the other side. You know, do me a favor, bro, since you got gloves on, go on the other side, Sean, over there, and pull the package straight up. Yes. I'm gonna lay this on here, on the back part here. And you're gonna pull the package straight up. There you go. And Sean, you're gonna put a tackle right on there. Actually, hand this up. There we go. Stay in there for something. Now, we need to tackle, we already got that one good deal. So go ahead and tackle, keep holding it up, yeah? Yep. There you go. We're probably gonna have to cut the lower windshield loose. Top is still perfect. All right, let her go. There you go, look at that. All right, now. Oh, we're dead on still. We are dead on, mother truckers. All right, we're gonna cut them loose. All right, all ready. So, lay this right across the lawn. All right, now, let's get our cleats over here, our drill. I got a drill, it's on the top of my welder, the cleats are right
Still my
there.
belt for now. That's it.
All right. Where's the youngster at?
We just took a photo. He wants to come back and work for free for you.
Get out of his garage.
You gotta bring this right down. I bought like 6 of these freaking plugs where you twist them on to hold this in here.
Yeah.
And they keep breaking because they make them out of plastic. And they don't last for the shit. I'm like, I'm done buying this. See, it was a plastic thing.
That's a 220, but
Well, no, the 220 is on the welder there. It's a big one. This used to hold this. There used to be a cup in there, screw in and hold it. But it kept breaking. If you drop it on the floor, break. But you just gotta be careful. It stays in there pretty good.
Do you keep it in there full time or you actually have a
Full time, yeah. It's always in there. I like to have the long lead, so if I'm welding, if I need to weld over there, I just plug it over here, you know. The outlets in the middle aren't strong, like we have this morning. All right. Here, I got the Frankenstein arms if you want to do the middle one.
Okay.
So I need you to do,
Oh, yeah. All right, here, give me your whole
push this up. What we're gonna do, there's a piece of conduit over there on the table. Yes, this is what we're supposed to do with this. We're supposed to cut this to shape. So we can wedge this. Top of package tray. So we need to measure from here.
Oh, right.
Put about another.
I want you to pay attention.
That's where I found this. Yeah, marker. I think we got
Jam
it.
up your welder.
Okay. I got one over here too.
No, that's a flat. Oh, here's a cover. Alright. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Thank you, sir. All right, now, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. Hey, you know what? Let's do a slide in this. Here we go. We're gonna over slide in this.
Seven cylinder.
About 2 inches close to you from the center right at the bottom. I don't know if you're buying the bottom or.
Grab me a hammer. So we got a hammer, my cartridge will be right back there. Like a ball peen or something like that. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
There's no way I was getting you shaking.
This is something she keeps sliding. All right, grab it. Hang on. We're gonna run into this.
Clamp it from the back of the window.
All else fails, bigger hammer.
Adjusting wrench.
That's it.
So you don't want,
So I want this to come up fast.
Pinch through.
but
tight to the window.
you don't want to use any of these?
Well, I have long clamps that will go from here all the way to here.
Oh, okay.
There's two of them.
Got it.
Some shit in the back.
Oh, this, who welded this?
Well, signal, he warned you.
Who welded? Oh,
I told you a single, I wouldn't want to do too much. You want me to do it again?
Who welded that?
Which part?
This broke loose here.
Oh, that was the.
Oh, that's good.
Fire.
Excuse me,
I
guys.
was being nice.
You got to
Fire.
way down low.
Yeah,
I welded it in.
No.
pop down.
Well, we
Say,
got
fire.
3/4 lower.
We definitely
Okay,
know
yeah.
he's not graduating.
That's it.
Yeah. I got it. Okay.
You don't get a certificate of graduation. No, that's
Trying to
it.
be nice. Too many welds.
Yeah, keep going, hang on. Well,
You want me to
it's
slide
right
weld it
out of
right-
view of the dashboard to lower that, lower. Here,
You
you know
want me
what?
to weld it right back where I had it, right? Because it didn't move, it wasn't moved then when I did weld it. You want it higher?
Yeah, I think it's gotta go higher.
Really?
I think because we
What
put
happened?
pressure on it. I don't know. It needs to come up higher. It is down, right now, from me looking from here to there, it's down at least a half an inch.
Holy
Okay.
Yes, so bring it up. It needs to come up.
Alright.
Hang on, let me see the top. The top stayed, the top didn't move. The bottom corner, we're down to half an inch at least.
So
We
what's
may have
this
to go
tray?
above that
It's
tackle.
this tray
It's just the tray that's moving around.
Okay.
And even with that here, it probably
Yeah.
pushed this
I said
down.
that.
Well, this is pretty weak too, so.
So,
Okay, well, you tell me what you want to see.
Yeah, see, this whole thing's still moving.
Right.
All right, so let's do this. Bring this up. It's gonna have to come up a couple more.
Okay.
Right there.
Right there.
Right, because the package trailing down.
Can you hold it?
Well,
Or you want it
I need to
on?
look at it though. The problem- I gotta stand back here.
Gotcha.
At the bottom, Jack.
Somebody can hold it up. But you move your hand out of the way. No, move your hand out of the way, not, just not yet.
Oh.
You're gonna have to probably up to this. I need to look straight across. Come up a little higher. Right there, tackage. Okay, let go. We are there. Put another tackle. Put another tackle.
Okay.
You have a welder on behind you, go ahead and weld this one up, bro. This, let's put another one here. I don't want this moving around. This is a crucial area. Now, what we're gonna do here. There goes the welder again. Back windows afford it right now. I'll move all that stuff around later on. We can just leave that in there for now. When we start lining everything up, it's really gonna be.
Do you want me to, I only did single tack, you want me to add some tacks on these two?
None of the bottom,
Sure.
bottom's no need to.
Want me to like?
Maybe put another one in that top corner there, yeah.
Okay.
Right next to it on both sides. Put another tackle, right, yeah, somewhere in there. I just want this moving around, so. Excuse me. I wanna make sure this is a crucial point right here, you know. We're still dead on. Still dead on. Okay, all right. Now, let's get our post moving here now. We'll take a clamp, long clamps.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. That's
Cool
all
guy.
right.
You're gonna go. I'm gonna try holding this up. There you go. Yes. The cleat will hold it in place. I just need to use it for now. You know what I mean? There you go. There we go. All right. Ready to drill? The cleat goes over here. Thank you. I made this, Andrew made this for me so I can do it like this. Oh. And then it'll slide off, you know what I mean? All right. I'm gonna go right here, as close as I can get it. Do me a favor, put a big load and get rid of the phone. Alright, this drill bit sucks. Garbage. Yeah, better drill bit.
What size is it?
I'm bad about hoarding bad drill bits, I need to get rid of that.
You know how the splits work? Look at when he squeezes it, what's going on there. So it's just gonna pinch these two pieces of metal together and hold it like. It's a temporary rivet.
Wait, what?
It's a temporary rivet.
So it holds all of the-
$19.
He's gonna drill a bunch of holes.
And then where are they at?
To pour out the knot. And then
Well, so
we'll cut back literally right hand along the edge so that.
Way to rub that one in, I'm in Texas.
But,
oh, you're
Yeah.
I haven't used hold and overlap.
Really? I would guess it would.
yeah,
At the edge.
Menards, yeah, no, I don't remember very Menards.
yeah, no.
You see these
So
like
basically,
cards,
it's
you
just
know,
like a Home Depot kind of thing?
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a copy of Home Depot.
Oh, okay. We have loads.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't realize that.
I mean, maybe in another city, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, there, and I imagine. But it was like 200. It was all different size drill bits. It was just a huge plastic case of it.
So you're gonna about like 3 inches?
You don't want to move it around too much. Just, yeah,
I'm calling that.
close. Do me a huge favor, grab me a piece of sheet metal over here, and we're gonna start measuring. I'm gonna give you the measurements. Okay. Can you use that to do that?
Yeah,
They are on stand on, so if it.
Yeah, no, it's inside the car.
Have you get those, I'm gonna start doing some measurements. You know how to load them up?
I was doing a 350.
He's gonna load them up for you, I'll get his drill.
The drill exhaust bolt.
Here's the drill.
In the cast iron. Because from the factory they didn't have it. So I drilled them.
Thank you.
Four bits were like butter going into the
Alright, Sean, what we're gonna do now? You're gonna measure.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, gotcha.
So, nice is we don't have to follow it here, now we can have it off of here, I'm just gonna go right through this piece here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the measure from here to here, 7 inches, go a little longer, from this group here, 7 inches.
It feels like,
I'm gonna do it like,
What frame once we get the right thing you repeat?
there's another, on my bench, my cart over there, there's another 8-inch bit I put there. Yeah, you gotta make sure you get your dead arm straight. You may wanna tighten this clamp up a little bit too. Oh, didn't you? Yeah. Normally what I do is I slide this.
Okay, all right.
You're gonna hold this, and you're gonna drag this, you're gonna drag this way. Okay, I'm gonna do this here. Go ahead and drag the base of the tape measure.
yeah.
Same thing on this side.
Did you want that still to stay at 7?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna trim it. Right now, I'm just doing square, you know what I mean?
So, right.
You gotta go this way. Okay, if you slide it, yeah.
that way you cut a flat piece of metal instead of curved piece, right?
Had to be there. We're gonna stop it here. We're just gonna go all the way to this inch.
But instead of trying to grab from the edge to there,
All right, so 75.
7.
Cut a piece of
7
that.
by 27.
Use this and measure it.
Now,
You wanna use
I
it? properly?
have this one. I can use that.
You want to?
I know how to use it. I've already used it.
This makes shit fit your jump shear. This width right here, the blue jump
Okay.
shear over there.
Yeah.
Try to see what happens. If not,
Okay,
then
and
you
you
have to use the metal lead.
and you want this like this. That way we're saving material.
Thanks, bud. All right, now we do measurements.
you might come to
Chords, more chords. Actually, Phil, I'm gonna have you do this, bro. You're gonna take this flap disc here. Clean this edge off right at the top. All the way to the side. Right. I'll worry about down here.
Besides that, from my office.
three halfway, and you don't have to move it again for the last one. I'll put it like, you're gonna block your last pole match to get that.
Oh, whatever. We can put two more in there, I guess.
Yeah. Raise man crazy.
How's it going with you guys?
Good. It's those cheap Menards drill bits.
I'm surprised that this lasted this many drills so far.
Right.
You got that, you buy that kit that they have, it's like 160. So I bought that one, I think what those are the best drills that they have.
Right? Gold ones, right?
Yeah, they're titanium.
Well, I guess so. I don't know. They break pretty easy. They drill great, just they break. If the metal underneath is not offset just a little
Just
bit,
like you said,
they go through, they snap.
They're so hard.
Keep them in the water ones that feel hard, that much better grade, probably made by safety.
I'm sure.
They're hard, so they drill better, but they
Yeah, the
break
break
easier and less.
titanium tips.
That's
on
it.
them.
Yeah. I got that right over in the cabin over there.
Yeah, no,
It was on sale for like, what, $20 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I bought two of them, two sets of them
Yeah.
for the shop, because like, I kept getting, moving on. I ended up on just a Picos.
Okay.
And, so then I got the 8-inch drill bits at Milwaukee. Those are, and those Menards ones.
$20.
Oh, they'll go right through cast iron.
Yeah. Oh, they're durable drill wise. They really are, you know. It's crazy.
Menards drill that's out at Milwaukee.
All right, we're gonna take a measurement, or we're gonna make the sail count on that side first. I had a tape measurement. Put it in the nose right now. Did it fit in there?
I had to cut it down a bit.
Oh, okay. You don't need this, I'll look at that, it's holding in place, huh?
You need really more on this?
Yeah, it's all the way across.
Yeah, I know right here, but I didn't know.
No, the metal's gonna start right here and go all the way to the eye. Yeah. We're gonna end up plugging all these here. So we're gonna lap over this. So you can curve that into this, so we have to lap all that. So right now, the T's over there making this piece, we're gonna measure our sail panel piece. And what I usually do, again, I don't waste my time with the poster board and all that crap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure big out here, just past this line here. What I do is I go from the longest point, longest plank, give myself about 2 inches past, 2 inches right there, we know we're 32 inches, okay? From here all the way down. We're gonna try making this one piece from here all the way up, okay? So we know we're at 32 inches from here all the way across out to here. Then we pull the square piece here. And I kind of do this. And I give myself measurement. I know right now we're good. Right now, bending the tape measure. So I'm going to give myself another 28. 32 by 28 squared I'm going to cut. Right? Now people are like, oh, you're wasting metal. No, I don't. Because this piece that we're cutting out of that, I can use that for something else. And anything that's over that we're not going to use, I use everything till the end, until I get slimmers left. You know what I mean?
You want to do the 32 by 28 now?
Yes. On that piece that he's got over, should be able to get on top of it.
Oh, this piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it back. Awesome. And we're gonna start using English.
Okay, we need another one.
Report tools.
32 by 28.
Yeah, and go ahead and just cut that, trim this all the way to this line right here. So here's 28 by 32, 28.
This is the bottom panel here.
Yes. Won't worry if it touches because we're going to trim all that back. All right.
Hey Larry.
Take a little bit of dish out of this.
Just wait. I know a guy.
Just wait.
I know a guy. See, that's why I make it a little longer. Right. Okay. Make it a little longer. Alright. Now we're going to trim some around these hinges a little bit.
Hey, for this sheet, how solid are you on the 32 by 28?
I made it a little bigger already, so 32 by 28 is good.
Okay, well, no, but I
Can
mean,
you
like,
get
just
32
material cost, can I, like, what if it's a quarter-inch?
That's fine.
Oh.
He got a couple
That's okay.
inches
I
extra.
added
So they're just trying to fit two of them,
Yes.
right?
No.
We're gonna need
Oh,
two
can
of
you
them?
get two? Yeah, can you get two of that piece?
I'm gonna try, let me see.
Oh, that'd be great. Wish it ain't cheap. You know, price of shipping these days. All right. No,
Larry, if you
thank
get this piece, if you put this back on this for a second, this edge comes off the top. See that? Yeah. And you're line there, now that corner right here.
This one I made on straight. Remember, we just dragged them over. I just.
But I'm
made
just
it
saying,
longer.
your top left corner wasn't high enough, you might have to dip this lower on the left side. Yeah, because you see this corner comes off like this edge and it comes, whatever, 8 quarter-inch. Close enough. Yeah, I cut it out. Yeah, I've got one at home.
You're gonna want to see that big cut.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to get
That's okay.
two of them.
That's okay. This one's good.
Okay.
I can make the other one later on. Right now, I'm gonna get this in place here. If we could do them both, I can get them both in place, but it's gonna be a lot of, we don't need that work. That's a big compound curve. Okay. Okay, let me spray paint this before that piece of metal goes on there. We're gonna, once we get that metal cut, we're gonna pleat that. But the problem is, we gotta make sure. I'll click a little clearer. I just don't want to bend it inside here.
Because it's not gonna fold the metal in a quarter inch.
Yeah, we'll be able to click those right on the edge. Perfect. You can feel it inside here.
Yeah,
You can feel all the way down here. But I want to spray paint it because I don't like to have exposed metal. Because that's just all that does to do is rust on right there, you know what I mean? Once you get that piece done, we're gonna use that much more square. So that's a little bit working in the drill. Right.
it's still there.
Cool. Rock and roll. Use that to cut my wall. You know what I noticed? It sag down. This package is sagging down by.
Going even further down?
Oh, that is. Okay, I just noticed that.
Can we put something up from underneath the package, try pushing it up?
I think so, we might have to.
Yeah.
That needs to be right there.
And as you lift on that one, you push it the other side's more solid.
Bring it cut off a little bit. There's one on the edge right there. long.
Just attach it to me.
He's got that magnetic personality. Right, notice it's like rolling this piece of metal on here. Man.
That's why I was asking earlier about the package string, because it moves around so much.
Well, because it cut loose. Right, you cut it from the bottom of this. That's why we put these in there. Now it's not moving around. Yeah, it's crazy. It should be solid now. It's still moving around, but my most important thing, like I said, is keep the level out. Once we get the sheet metal, then it can move around it, right? You know what I mean? How's that long up? That'd be, there you go. That's what I want to see here. Oh, you got, you could have just done
Shall
that.
we see? I can't, obviously I can't fit that into the sphere. Can I just get a cutting wheel? Well, the 32 by 28, and I got to cut one. And your step shear?
Oh, you want the
It's
jump
only
shot?
13.
Regular shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I wasn't even looking. I was looking at the small. You need this one.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna roll this in the wheel with.
Okay.
Get our body fit here.
I wasn't even.
You know what Gina always said, right? Every day's a school day, right? All right, so guys,
What's the initial setup on it?
on your wheel, always make sure your guys are clean. No dust, no welds on your metal, because you will mess these up. I swear. Anyway, make sure they're always clean. Oil them every once in a while. A WD-40 works good. Make sure look how nice that rolls when they're on die.
Are they
Never
basically
leave. What's it?
just the teeniest touching each other? Like how much tension
Well,
is there right now?
I'm just talking about dies, but I'll get to that in a
Okay,
second.
sorry.
So, anyway, keep them oiled. Always keep them clean, because you're gonna use these all the time. So they will, if you don't use them before, they will rust. So like wipe them down about before you all the time. They'll last you forever. So anyway, now is the pressure. We're 20 gauge sheet metal. Now a lot of guys have tried to do this. And you're not gonna force that in.
Yeah, come from the
So you want an angle. Look how easy I rolled it. Now, you see how we're binding on something here? You see that right there? That'll mess your dies up. So always take a flapper here. Or cut whatever you have in hand to clean that up with. You know what that means? That sharply should die if you're gonna have to sharpen. So what happens is, I noticed lately, in the last like couple months, at the very front of the blade that comes down, it's getting dull. Like right when you put the metal in there, that's what happened is it's pinching,
Starts to
it's bending the metal
squeeze.
down in there. It's not cutting crisp. Yes. I noticed that I cut a piece of cardboard with that or paper with that thing, but I noticed when I put it in there, it kind of shreds it, but it doesn't, I mean, not a clean cut.
You have to send them to someplace.
Yeah, Beverly's here in Chicago, where they sell them. They're not cheap though. Beverly one is $650. But I'll tell you, that is the best tool out of all the tools I own, is that tool. I use it every day. Okay, so back to pressure here. Well, right now, you see how kind of easy it went in there, but I can feel it's dragging. It's got a lot of food, so you gotta let off on that because you don't want to curve the metal faster than it needs to be curved. Because now you are back rolling it and getting flat again. So leave the pressure off so you can actually, do we feel it about how tight?
You got it right there.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do. That's what I'm saying. You know how easy it is? There's not too much downforce pressure that is pinching the metal so tight.
You're not putting
You know, every time you take
It doesn't feel like it squeezed it up.
Right. Every time you go take a roll through that, it's crushing the metal. That's what that tool is for. It's for crushing the metal. It's actually forming the metal. You see how easy it is to roll?
You're just doing it gently, I guess.
That's to start out with. Now, if you want to, they make other dies that are curves. I'm not starting with the most curved die. A lot of guys are like, oh, I did a big curve. No, you start with a flatter die. Like I'm using a slightly curved one because that's what this compound curve is slightly curved.
So this is actually doing something like this amount of pressure.
Yeah, believe it or not. Here, you watch. Watch what it's going to start doing. All right, I'm going to start. Now, this is another thing too. Coordination. Now, a lot of guys don't have the coordination. This is the hard part, you know. Trust me, when I started doing this many years ago, I couldn't have the coordination. You know who taught me the coordination was Mr. Winfield. And every time I saw him do it, look, he's doing a dance. He's like this. And I'm like, Pete, what are you doing? He's like, that's how I roll my metal through. I'm like, you look like you're dancing. He said, I know, everybody says that. But also too, you saw longest pieces, what's happening when you get a certain point, it's starting to droop down. So a lot of times I'll hold this side up and I'll go like
It's
this.
gonna add a little bend and then if it's true.
And you're gonna see what it's gonna start doing, just that little bit. You're gonna see it's gonna start curving that piece of metal. And whatever you do, when you see these bad boys, you pinch them in there, you're gonna feel it. You pinch them in that tool over there, you're gonna lose it. That power hammer will shred your thumbs to nothing. So the coordination thing, okay? So the coordination, like you're painting a wall in your house, W, W, W. Okay, so back and forth. A lot of guys will take a couple controls before they get it. Instead of just roll out of there, so you come back and you roll right back in again. Okay? So the opposite way. You're gonna do the opposite way.
Do you go all the way to the end?
Sometimes, it depends on the curve. But now the window is curved more than the package tray or the catwalk you look at the trumpet. So you're gonna want to curve the window side a little bit more than the trumpet side. And you can see it starting to curve the metal. You know what I mean? You actually can feel it too, can't you? You can feel it too, can't you? And it's doing its job. Now what you're gonna do now is we're gonna put a little bit more pressure on it. Not much, not much. Because they'll start forming. And then you go to the top and try it. Don't just keep rolling it, go back and forth. Okay, that's what I'm saying. When I'm in my shop, I probably do about 2 miles a day. I'm just walking around the shop. Most of my tools are all sitting right there. I don't know my covers right in my mat. It's the layout on it. You see how it's not quite just a curve now. See that? Just the lays on here, you're not forcing it. We're not going to overdo this. We don't want to overdo it. Now you're going to too much of a curve. Now you're fighting back. Right. You're not high. See now, I probably should have looked more here in my series. See how this is like perfect here. So I'm going to run into that right now. I'm going to show you what to do.
Upside down,
Yeah.
turn back.
Twice.
Okay.
Twice.
Just shoot it.
You'll see. You'll see what it's going to do now.
Thanks, Floyd. Awesome.
Okay.
Just
Watch
at the
this.
edge.
Watch this now.
You pay for that.
See how you have to see less now? I'm going to do it a couple more times. So this lays flat on here. Now we're not fighting. In a good day to make a sail panel, forcing it down is about an 8-hour day to make a sail panel. That's an 8-hour day. That's $1,000 for the sail panel. That is more fitting this truck. That's what the truck costs. I'm not fabricating that. I'm not cutting that piece apart. Using these tools, that's how you work. You do it the right way. You know what I mean? Now, yes, if you don't have these tools, you're cutting a sail. Now, guys will take that down there and cut it. I've seen old timers, the legends, I'll take that over there, not knowing this real stuff. That, yes, cut it apart. And it's like puzzle. Let's put this here and hold it. That don't fit right there. And then you're welding all that. And what you're doing these things, you're welding. Right now, I'll get this back a couple more times here. Not up here, see at the bottom. Right? I'm gonna add a little bit more pressure to it. Look at that. So you just got to figure out where your curves are on that piece of metal that you are going to count will fit. That's going to be a lot of work. You guys are going to see what it's going to take to do that. So once we get that cut out, but right now, I want you guys with the Clicos here. I want you guys to add me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Clicos on this panel. Now I reached up under here, and this is open under here. So you get rid of the very far corner. Actually, you know what? We can probably just tack all this. We can tack all this because this panel's ready to go on. So if you want to, just put a small tack on each over here. Always spray paint. Always spray paint right there where you can't get that piece of metal, because it'll keep it from rusting. I leave this. The reason why I leave this under here is this is actually adding structure to this whole window under this panel. You know what I mean? So when you cut it out, now it's kind of floating, but at least it's curvature is holding this back. Because even when you're gonna do all the work with this, you know what I mean? Now we're grinding, we're welding through some rust paint here, so. This is a little short here, so we're just gonna float this thing above here. All right, big boy now. Let's move this out of our way here. Keep hammer down, the hammer's accessible. Move that there. Put this on the table here. All right, now. 31 3/4. And 28. All right, roll.
Just looking down the final slate.
Get ready for this.
What he's saying right now is, what's wrong with those pieces on the floor over there?
Right? You're wasting that.
We're going to be using all the pieces of metal. If we even have to use it on this car, I will use it on others. This metal is not cheap these days, guys.
Yeah, I tried it. Did two of them.
Yeah.
It was at 28 again.
Sean, do me a favor, just hold that right there for me really quick. We're going to cut this back window area out first. Remember, I don't waste my time with cardboard templates and all that. Keep holding it there. All right, let's go over to the Beverly. Let's go to Beverly. We're gonna cut this out, guys, really quick. We're gonna make this quick, man. We're gonna rock and roll here.
Pitch in and get a little hammer and keep it here.
All right. I always say my scratches, I use all this stuff, guys. After I'm going to garbage. Now, sometimes I extend stuff, just like this. Cut the sharp knives off of it. And I say, all the little scraps like this, whatever you do, pick this up off the floor. There's none worse than come through your shoe. And it will go through the thickest of shoes that you will ever have. I don't care how durable they are, that will go right through that. Oh, no, what do I just do? I'm gonna be reaching for that later. You know what I'm gonna do?
You're gonna find it.
So those sharp curves, do you ever like those, like a Makita shooter or the Doritos one?
I use those. I don't like this is what I use.
These are awesome.
This is the tool of tools right here, guys. This is my favorite tool in the whole world right here. Alright, let's go back over the car. This is regular exercise in the day. Running around. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, another thing. Never ever in this whole wide world carry a piece of sheet metal like this. Like this. What's going to happen? You're carrying a piece of sheet metal. I don't care what's under your arm. You're going to hit like this. What are you going to do? You're going to slice your hand front to back. Always carry a sheet metal like this. You have both hands. Not under your armpit. There's nothing worse than slicing underneath your armpit open too. All right.
You get all that?
All right, look at that.
Armpits.
See that?
Armpit
That's
slice
what you
is
have
bad.
cardboard with, and have to do poster board.
Yeah.
Right? Scary Larry. Rock and roll, man, rock and roll. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Boom, boom, up over here like so. I'm just gonna come up just above. Oh, which one? Oh, that's right. So. All right, so now we're going to look at our drip rail here. Bring our drip rail here. Go down here, get a drip rail. Okay. Now, from the drip rail, we're going to go all the way down. Boom, boom. Body. Okay, now I'm looking at this body line. I'm giving myself about an inch and a half overhang over the body here. So about down here is where I'm looking at here. Give myself enough metal to work with. Okay, so we're gonna follow this.
I keep looking at it because it's driving me nuts because it's like.
Alright, there we go. Now let's go cut this bad boy out. No poster board, no tape, no nothing. No time for that. I ain't got no time for that.
Came out pretty well.
I know, it's scary.
I think it's luck.
Yes, it's pretty good for the first time.
I'm at the drip rail, even though we're gonna be cutting this high. I'm just trying to get my initial form of it, but I make it bigger. Don't worry about doing it bigger, it's just gonna get tricky with it. I just kind of reform it with my knee so I can kind of get the glue and shit. Right on the same through. Save these pieces.
See what the profile's looking like.
Now, even if you did, if you made a mistake, and you cut a little short, so you actually add. Let's say we did cut a little short. You can add this piece, this curve back out, and we cut it short. But I just recommend you get a little longer. You're going to, did you guys use this year to cut the metal with, or what?
Well, yeah, I had to, and because there was
This thing's
bumped
soft.
in. Yeah, I know, but the small one wouldn't fit because it's only 30, what, 30
One of
and a
these days
half.
I'll find a 55 inch for you, know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I kind of had to cut 2 slices because of all the stuff in the back.
That's all good.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, I never use this thing for cutting up. All right, well, nice meeting you. All right, keep in touch. Send me a message. No problem. Be safe out there, all right? All right, guys. All righty then.
Talk to you soon, man.
This fits perfect, I'm going.
Look at that, huh?
Right.
You just look at that, guys. Huh? What we got here? What we got going on here, right? All right. All right, now, we're gonna get a little closer to size, okay? We know we did it bigger. We did it bigger.
Larry, you would have hated it in school when you were
This is-
weren't you?
Yeah, right. All right, so we did measure a little bit bigger, which is good. So we're gonna, this is actually what we want to be right here. This one right here. So here's your drip rail. Guys, don't waste your time with poster board, I'm telling you, it's just that it takes more time to do that crap than just cut the sheet metal. Yeah, you might be losing a couple extra pieces of sheet metal, but it's a time thing, you know what I mean? You wanna get this stuff done. I always say the faster you get done, the faster you get paid. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do actually, believe it or not, I'm actually gonna go just past the jerk rail, and I'm gonna cut back down and lap over this, so I can weld up into this piece that we already have made here, okay? I'm still making it a little bit, okay? We're getting closer here, you know what I mean? We have enough material, trust me. I made this thing big. Look at that, we're on right on the blue line still up there.
Made it big, but it's perfect.
Pretty much.
That's it, right there, there you go, there it is, right there.
Shit is voodoo.
Right there.
Crazy man, crazy. All right. Rock and roll, Daddy-O. Rock and roll.
See what you got yourself into?
All right, here we go. Don't be afraid to use this thing, man. It's the best tool you'll ever have to cut a sheet metal. I usually see when we put a 4x4 up there myself. Like this, and then put this. Half an inch cuts every time until I get closer. So I feed it through. Well, all this stuff's not normally here, so I can actually roll all through. You know what I mean? All right, so we're already down to our cut up here. I do, I'm on my floorboards. You look at all those cars up there, floorboards. See, this is still usable. Take that. If I don't use that, some of those pieces, they start rusting in there, and I scrap them. If I don't use them for a couple of years or something. So what were you saying, I'm sorry?
One guy,
Now, you take that piece of sheet metal and you turn it around the other way, you put a piece of that long in there. Okay, you're not gonna roll a 4x4 piece of sheet metal to be able to, you know what I mean? You're making, another thing too, when I make my floorboards, I don't put the street metal, I don't know if you look at like square tubing. They use average, so I make the framework first, before the sheet metal lay on. The normal guys in the shops will just put this here and then put the seat on there and everything, they'll tin can, and we need bracing. I'm a 260-pound guy sitting on the floor in the car, and I'm sitting on this. I don't care if it's 14 gauge. You're still going to get tin cans and buckle. Always brace the cars. Catholics, they have to swear to me first. Then put your sheet over that.
so a 24-inch equal.
She basically made a ceiling panel to put in the frame bucket there. Nothing stops.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so,
Actually,
okay, all
I
right.
bought that thing off eBay. No, you know what? Actually, I found on Facebook Marketplace. And
That's another one.
yes, but it came with a small motor, electric motor for blowing. I didn't know that was so I'm trying to roll these 18 gauge in that thing. I got ripped off. So I called the people from Middleborough and said, I got this weed roller, and it doesn't roll shit. I can't even roll a piece of aluminum through it. Because it was like the softest, the softest aluminum possible. And it made them all different gauges or different thicknesses. She goes, no, you're rolling 18 gauge, you need what we're a certain number. So I had her spending $700 on it. You know what? It's a $2,500 tool. I spent $700, I bought it. I had to spend another $700 to buy that stupid motor on there to roll this stuff in there.
This kind of people look.
So you're basically $1,400, you know what I mean?
And hand crank is
They have
really
it kind of
tough.
the jaws are further apart.
I don't know if you guys saw over here, there's the Eastwood one. Oh, I did cut it off there. It's under the table down there. There's the dies for it. I got all the dies, I got the cutting dies. It's got like 12 dies. The problem is, you're holding a piece of metal that's this wide and you're doing this. You can't get a true turn. Nice thing with that is hands-free, you hold both pieces of metal, you got your foot pedal, and it's awesome. It's worth it, you know what I mean? All right. We're almost getting ready to roll here, guys. We're getting ready to roll.
So far you haven't done.
Watch out, Dad.
Yeah. You just kind of did that over your leg so far.
So it kind of takes a shape.
Yeah.
Because now if you're trying to put a flat piece of sheet on, you're tilting it on there, it sucks, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get the shape of it by doing this. Like my shaving blade here, you know? There we go. Can you use fair guys? Take cut off the cuts here, cut this piece off, would you? All right, now what we're going to do now is we are going to spray paint some of this that are overlapping and we can't get into here. I ran a round can, so because once the metal's on it, you're not going to be able to get into it.
What is that? All right.
Thank you, sir. That's all right. We're gonna buckle, we're gonna cut straight from all pieces of the buckle. I don't lap weld anything when it comes to this, I think it's lap welding at all. The problem with lap welding, I don't know if you guys know about lap welding, but that's when they overlap it well. What happens to the metal that's under here that's sitting there? Water, rust. What's rust? Rust is a living thing on here. Right. And what that's doing, it's getting thick. So if you put this down, you do your nice body work, and that rust is now going to try growing through that out there, it's going to expand the metal. And what's it going to do? It's going to have a hairline crack in your body work, and your paint job and everything. Always bundle everything when it comes to thing on a car. Don't never wrap up enough. Okay? That's just a word of advice. Okay? There, guys, right? Right? Am I right or what?
Look at that.
Okay.
You're fine. It looks good.
Now, the front working is. I'm gonna go to the bead bag now. Going to the bead bag. Actually, I'm gonna be wearing my gloves for this, guys, because I'm gonna be holding this, pounding on this thing, and this metal will slide around and you'll get cuts. You got the flash on the back side, and you've got how rough that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will slice right through your fingers.
And you don't mark anything, you just go to your bag on your.
The only thing, Mark, is the outline where I'm gonna cut it at. Okay. That's the only thing. Let me get my gloves at. I don't even know where I put my gloves at. I think they're on this table over there. We're gonna turn this welder off. We don't need this on.
Right? Oh, yeah. Round
I
head.
think that's the only thing he liked at my shop. Crappy
Gloves right there. Yeah, we don't need those on.
I had the crappy Eastwood,
All right, guys, ready?
super weak.
You got my phone there, guys?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
And,
All right, so
didn't work on.
Midland Brothers bead bag. We already talked about this. Fill your Midland Brothers bead bag. That is not a cheap bead bag to begin with. This is about 12 years old. It's filled with stainless shot. That stainless shot in here is probably about 150 bucks for stainless shot. Okay? It will never rust. It will never deform. It will never go out of shape. Never fill a bag with sand. Then we already talked about all this, so we're not going to waste a lot of time here. When you're using your bead bag and you don't have a surface where it's going to stay, it's going to slide off of there. So that's why I welded this all the way around here. And I kept going, what am I going to do? One day I got wise and put a piece of round bar on it, and it's been fine since. Use your dead blow hammers. These are filled with sand. And dead blow hammers, they're heavy. They're dead blow hammers. They're great for doing this work right here on this piece of sheet metal. Okay. I've got a bag that lead shot. Yeah. Use it for shotgun shells and go hunting with it. Seriously, don't put lead in your bag. Oh, we didn't see when we were talking. We weren't here. So what lead does in your bag, they start little BB-sized balls, right?
They're little tiny things.
Yes. So when you're hammering on that bag with this dead blow hammer to a piece of sheet metal, all those little round balls start getting flat. They don't stay round.
Right.
And what happens, and I know this because I used to run them in there. And not in this one, but many bags. I've gone through a bag a year. And expensive bags. What happens when the lead, when it gets flat, it turns into little discs. And those little discs get sharp edges. So when you're hammering on, all those sharp edges are like piranhas digging through the inside to come out. And I kept going, it was like, there's a little hole there. I'm like, I don't remember. Never put this on there, on the edge. Don't put that on there. But I saw little holes. And all the beads are starting to come out of there. I'm like, because I flattened them, and that's what happened. Metal shot will rust. And you'll be pounding on a bag, and orange dust will be flying out everywhere, because it does get humid. You get winter, you get humid days. Normally I never keep the doors open this long. I keep the shop closed probably, I don't know, maybe doors open like 4 or 5 times a year, a whole year. It keeps it dry in here. I don't get flash rust on bare metal and stuff like that. But anyway, stainless steel. He knows he just bought it, it's expensive. And he bought it now. This was 12 years ago, it was $150.
That was painful.
Yes. But it's last year forever. Guys, this bag is 12 years old, and the stainless shot's been in there for 12 years. Now the bag is kind of getting weak on the edges here. I can see now, it's starting to show its age, because nothing lasts forever, you know what I mean? But for what it is, it's been working great for 12 years. I will buy another one of these when it runs out. The nice thing is I can take a stainless shot out of this and add it to the new bag. Yeah. But never fill a bag with sand. I go to places and the guys got their bags full of sand, that turns into flour inside there, flour dust. And the dust is flying out. It's all over the place, you know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna start pounding this into shape. I don't do it, the only thing I do is I start my outside hammer hits all around the perimeter first, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretend I'm a planishing hammer, okay? I'm a human planishing hammer. We're all gonna do that because we don't have the dollars to buy planishing hammers, you know what I mean?
Why don't you start with what's
I do the first before I get the middle, because the middle is gonna be the heaviest. We're gonna hit the heaviest. So right now I'm doing the outer perimeter, the lightest. This is where our compound curve is right in this area here, just like the factory sale panel that's on the car. So I'm just working out real lightly. Here on this is solid, that stainless shot is in that bag. Now, yeah, occasionally you're gonna have to kind of sift it back in places because it will work its way around to the edges. Square one. Yeah. But you need a big surface for it, you know what I mean? Which is good. The inside here. You saw it's already taken shape without even my bends I put in with my knee. Don't hit it so hard that you're overbending it, because all you're doing is you're trying to flatten it back out again, you know what I mean? After this, it's going to go on that tool right there to flatten out. Every time one of these I make a hit here, it's shrinking the metal. It's shrinking the metal. That's stretching the metal. Exactly. And that's what's helping it stay the shape that we want for the back of the car, you know? This is like an 8-hour day right here. This is exercise for an 8-hour day here.
So if you wanted to turn it in one direction, you'd go in lines to make it move this way, or you can't really control
on the wheel
angles?
you do.
Okay.
On the wheel you do. This is just random. I know where my curve's got to be is right in here, so I'm going to add more hits here and less hits out here. You know what I mean? Take the shape of that top. Too, because it is curving. Remember, it's all going to get flattened out again. Let's go try it on the car.
Why is it barely moving in one direction much more than the other?
What do you mean, like this way?
Right. Like
that way. It's the way I'm hitting it.
Okay.
It's the way I'm hitting it.
And if you wanted to go the other way, how would you hit it different?
Well, remember, I'm adding much more of my hits here because this is a compound curve here. I don't want to put too much.
If you were curving it this
I don't
way,
want to
you'd
put
be
too much of a
going that
compound
way.
curve this way.
Right.
Because I don't want to over curve it,
Yeah.
because right now it's landing on there pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm only forcing it right here a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And it's actually landing on there pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just by a few little hits, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we are gonna go to the wheel now, and you're gonna watch all this disappear. Then when that disappears, this panel is gonna stay the shape of the top of the car. Now again, you're gonna be going back, we're gonna hit this probably 2 more times before it actually is the shape of the car that we need. But right now, I'm not forcing it too much. You can see it's fitting pretty good, right? All right, now we're gonna go to the wheel now. We're gonna change out that die, we're gonna put a flatter die in here.
Do you want me to move this a little bit, or are you okay?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just put it back there. We're gonna use that a little bit, right now. A little flatter, you know? All right. So we're gonna put a piece of sheet metal in here.
So you got one of the flattest ones?
No, not flat, these are flat.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
you're
that's
gonna
one,
middle
it still has a slight curve to it. It still has a slight curve to it. You're gonna see that all these divots are gonna go away by rolling.
Even with the gentle pressure, it's still.
It's a light, it's really light. It's like when we had that panel in there, you know what I mean? So right now it's just taking some of the heavy hits out. Okay? Oh, that needs to be locked. Thanks, guys.
Do you prefer this one over a planishing hammer?
Well, okay, this is kind of what I'm used to using before the planishing hammer, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, that tool over there takes the place of all 3 of these tools, right here, on that one tool. But it's, we don't have, normal guys don't have this in their shops, or that in their shops. They have this, or they have a Harbor Freight one. So this is why, when I do classes, this is what I show them. Occasionally I'll go by the power hammer and show you, but guys aren't gonna have that tool in their shop. They're gonna have this, so that's why I teach guys on this. Just like what I
When you do it
I learned
yourself,
on
are
this.
you still English wheeling, or do you go there? Is it faster?
Honestly, I'm finding myself using this more. I love that tool. It's great. And the nice thing, you can stand there. You don't have to go over there to that tool and that tool and that tool. It's right there. You know
Do you
what
have
I
to
mean?
change
But it's
dies?
got the finesse to
Yes,
be
it
able
has
to
the
do
guys.
this.
What's that?
It has the finesse to be able to do this.
Well, you just go flatter, right? You
Yeah.
get more round to curve it, and then you put the flat ones on to
Well,
smooth
it's
that
just how we
out.
just thought that the pressure of it all would actually.
Oh, it's great.
go
You can
over-
set the pressure on the tool and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can do light panels, you can do heavy gauge. I formed a piece of 1/8" plate to a dome shape, like a hubcap. I was making a hubcap. I used to actually on the shuffle there. I was taking it down in a second.
Oh, wow.
On that planishing hammer, 1/8" plate.
Wow.
Yeah, you're even bending 1/8" plate on that bead bag
Yeah.
over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, you can see how the divots are kind of going away, and the panel's now staying the same curve as being a flat piece of sheet metal while the divots are gone. Okay, so I'm just doing an initial roll right now. This is just a start. Like I said, a really good day, it'll take 8 hours to make a form-fitting panel, where you just lay it on the top of the car. Now, a lot of my panels in the past, yes, I make them with poster board and then cut it out in sheet metal. I actually saved some of my old panels, my sale panels from Mercs and Chevys too, you know. I've chopped a lot of cars in the past, so I always save stuff like that, you know what I mean?
So you're not trying to curve right now, you're trying to make it look nice, or get the dimples
Well,
out.
if you look what I'm doing now, I'm pushing down a little bit, so I'm trying to get this curve here.
Okay,
That top
that-
still has that curve,
yeah,
you know what I mean? See how that works?
Let's do the gym dance.
That's how that
Fancy
works.
footwear.
Yeah, Jimmy was going like this. And Jim, getting your exercise too, huh? He said, you know it. Jim was water skiing every day in his upper 80s. I never knew that. Every day he would water ski. When he was in Modesto, he'd go out to the ocean and water ski. 85 or 87-year-old man, you know. crazy. All right, so before we roll anymore, let's go trial fit. Not too much pressure. Look at that, huh? Could you just look at that, right? Right. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna hammer hit here now. You see how I got a lot of pressure going on from this point to this point, so we need to roll this right in here. So what I usually do is I'll draw my places where I need to hit it and roll it. So from this point to here, we're gonna hit this. So I'm gonna turn this over, we'll do the same thing on this side from here, all the way to here. We need to pull this out and curve this down more. So we're gonna hammer hit it again. We want to be able to have this fit the car nice so we're not forcing it, because if you do force a panel on her and you cleco it and weld it and you relieve it, it's still going to want to pop. You want to take that out where you can actually just lay it on her and you're not forcing it. Now you know that your body work's not going to crack in the past, in the future. All right, so we're going to form this here some more. That's not taped on there. Let it fall.
Yeah, I know.
So we're going to hit that now. We don't want to overdo it. We're going to come back over here to the wheel of fortune.
Are you hitting straight down with the hammer? It looked like a couple times you're almost kind
Yeah,
of dragging a little bit. Right.
You know? All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get this flatter die out of here. We'll go nice curve up. And now we are looking at a curved panel here on the side, which is a little bit more accessible.
So if you kept it flat, would it start to straighten it if it's...
That's what it was doing.
Okay.
So you want the curve. So
Because our
that's
curve
what
is more than the curve of the die, and then it's
Exactly.
going to... Okay.
Exactly.
Does the curve of your die bend the metal faster too?
No.
Or it's just to
But
allow
that's
you?
there's more pressure on the dies. The tighter the dies are, the more pressure it is. That's going to curve the metal way too fast. So you don't want to do that. Because now here you are flattening a piece of metal again. We don't want to do that. We have the back. You have to hammer it flat and then back roll it. You don't want to do that. That's why you go gentle first, and then if you need more of a curve to it, then add a little bit more pressure by right here. You know.
But the curvature of the die is primarily to fit the different curvature of your sheet metal
They're different.
without
Different
flattening it back.
Yes, different
okay.
shapes of the car or
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
Do you limit the size of panels you're ever trying to curve? Or do you go really big sometimes?
Panel wise?
Yeah.
Okay, the problem with the big panel, this is the thing, you need 2 people. Because what's gonna happen, let's say, okay, the sail panels in that shoebox 4 are 4 feet long.
Yeah.
And when you're rolling that panel, you're standing here and that other panel's gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
And what's gonna happen when it puts pressure down, you're leaving streaks, grooves
Oh.
from your dies in that panel. So you need another person on the opposite side holding it. You're not, the person that would be, let's say you're standing there,
Yeah.
you would just hold that panel up.
Just
If I
hold,
get too far and
yeah.
you set
Keep it
something
from
too
dropping.
down,
Yeah,
You're
and then
gonna
the
pull
weight
it
of
up.
it starts pulling down too, right?
Yes, right
And
now.
then you're also
it's-
kind of doing a zigzag too, right? Aren't you going back and
Because
forth?
yeah,
You're
because
slowly working
this
your
curve
way.
right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you want to kind of go all different angles of the wheel. Where you know that your form is going to be, that's where you want. Right now, we still got to do this more. I know that, it's just flat. I can feel it flat. But right now, we're doing the sides.
Right.
That's what we're doing. So we're going to get to the sides over here.
Have you guys used an English wheel? Has any of you guys used an English wheel?
Only a little
You have
bit.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
curve
have,
is
but I've
this.
only used it like once or
Carbon
twice.
free one?
Yeah.
No, like it belonged to a university.
Oh, really?
Got it in an auction.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have to say, you know, this was expensive. This was $2,500 tool, but you know what? It came with the dies. And these aren't cheap. My dies for that power hammer over there, Bailey power hammer. I have 6 dies right for $3,000. These dies here, you can probably buy them if you buy them separately. You can, I think for Miller Brothers, I think Eastwood ones will still work in here.
Oh, that's good.
It depends on the size of the shaft that the base that they sit in.
Yeah.
So it depends on the size. But you know, okay, you notice your Harbor Freight. This is all loose on
Yeah,
Harbor Freight.
It
This
does
guy
give-
does not move. Fuel is not moving in there.
Yeah.
This is okay. I'm not worried about this because you make it swing up and take it out easier. Remember the Harbor
fixed
Freight,
that.
you gotta loosen the bolt and all
Yeah,
that
I
shit to
took
take it
care
out.
of all that. Yeah.
That's what I like about this tool.
Yeah.
And I think Eastwood dies, upper die and lower dies, I think they fit this tool too, which is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you left, I think you left on Sunday. Yeah,
Did you
I was
mess with it?
welding it on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday
And
morning.
there's no movement on the upper, well, this is thick square tubing.
Yeah.
This is not like the Eastwood stuff where they use an 1/8" plate, not even 1/8" plate. This is like, I don't know, 1/4 inch or something like that. This is a heavy tool.
Yeah.
When I brought this thing to Tulsa, we didn't use my engine crane to lift it up in the back of the U-Haul truck. to get
Yeah,
this
that
thing
was
in there.
fun.
I couldn't lift it myself, you know.
I've been told that what people are doing now, because the dies are so expensive, is they're 3D printing them out of real hard plastic. They're not as durable.
Yeah.
But
They
they're
don't
only
last
like,
very long.
they're only like 40, 50 bucks.
Yes, they won't last very long. And then you think about it, you spend 40, 50 bucks. It depends how much you use your tool. If you're using it as
Well,
much as I
Or
use
if you
it,
need something super specialty,
And
make
if
it.
you have a
Yes.
3D printer. So I have a Bamboo Lab 3D printer, and so yeah, so it's okay for me. But yeah, it gets expensive.
all right, so also too, I had a little bit too much pressure. Do you see what's happening? It's leaving grooves. You see the grooves in the metal? So the edge of this die, you see all the grooves here? We don't want that. Now we gotta knock all those grooves out of there.
Do you
So
go with a
I
flat
backed the
or-
pressure off on this. I
Oh.
backed the pressure off on
Gotcha.
this. I had it way too tight. I felt it when I was rolling the metal through.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's rolling pretty easy, so I can knock out most of those grooves. The thing also too is, you don't want to be bending the metal down, because you're hitting
Push it
groove
against
on
the
edge
edge.
of this die.
Yeah.
on the little
I would
die.
imagine that
Yeah.
So you
the
kind of lift
the
up.
flatter dies are more prone to putting grooves in them
Yes.
because they got more of an
Exactly.
edge.
Exactly.
Well, but that's
So-
if you're
and
pulling
less pressure.
down, right?
And less pressure.
Right, well, yeah.
Yes.
So okay, so if you're pulling, so if you're not pulling down though, and you're doing kind of like a
You'll see
light
those grooves
leveling.
are going away by just redoing that, because I'm holding the side up.
Instead of when
See
you
how
drag on
all
the
these
corner,
grooves are smooth now?
on the edge, yeah.
You feel the grooves up here now?
Uh-huh.
I had too much pressure, and I was bending, as I was bending, the metal was bending down, and it was hitting the edge of the die here.
So
That's
you
what they do.
suggest more loosening the die than actually going
Yes.
to a flatter one
We
to
just
fix
loosen it up,
those?
take the
Okay.
pressure off. It's the pressure that's gonna kill you every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I caught myself.
Like I
teaching
said,
myself
most
to
guys
fix my
don't,
tips.
I try to form this in there, fit it in there. I got it in there because the pressure's off of it.
Right.
Now if I go tighter and you can't get in there, let the pressure off of it.
Yeah.
Don't, you put pressure on this thing like this, you ain't getting in there at all. And you're trying to bend this thing to try to get the pressure in there, and all you're doing is ruining your dies by shoving that piece of sheet metal on the edge of your dies.
Right.
So back the pressure off on this, so you can actually put it in there. And
Yeah.
if you had to, loosen it up and then put it back on there. Pressure, I could feel right now, I just put my foot, it's right there, that's all you need. Now, you can feel a drag, I can feel a drag on it, but you don't want to drag where you're forcing it. Because all you're doing is you're killing your shoulders, you're killing your arms doing it. You don't want that, you want to make it nice and easy to start with. Again, you don't want to form your metal faster than it should be. Remember, because now you're doing that, you're back rolling. You're putting it in the wheel upside down, like we hit to it. I overformed the bottom piece because it was sticking up a 1/4 inch off there. By back rolling it four times through there, it lays flat on there. You know, so you can maneuver metal so much before you have to redo the piece. Like cut another whole piece and do it again. You know what I mean? And I have in the past. I've actually trashed whole sheet sail panels, big piece like this. Yeah, and it sucks. But I was able to cut it apart, use it for like
Yeah,
tops,
for something else.
like if you're Frenching a headlight or peeking the headlights. This is a nice curve already that you can use for other stuff on cars.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like a muscle car builder, you ain't gonna use any curve shit like this on any of those cars. You're gonna use flat piece, flat panels, flat hoods, flat everything on those cars. You know what I mean? So,
I like
guys
this
in
thing
those
has got
shops
a
don't
reference
use those.
point.
What's that?
I
The
wanna
circle so you
steal
can-
that. I
right.
wanna steal just that, cause I don't have
Oh, this?
that. Yeah, just that little.
You can make a
reference
cool
die.
one. You can make a cool one. You can have a plasma cut out. You know, make a cool design, like a spider web one or something like that. I've seen them done, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that. I was gonna pinstripe it. I'm like, nah, let's leave it alone. Got my stickers on there. It's good. Yeah, I'm the only one that sees it when it's in my shop all day long. You know what I mean? Guys are like, I'm gonna paint a candy up in green and red and whatever, you know. But you can see how the panel is now taking shape of the car, and I can see now we're starting to get a curve. This curve going on here, but we still need to put more of a curve in this area, and I can tell. So what we need to do is kick it up a notch and put a little bit more pressure on that die in this area right here. But we're gonna try this on the car again. Don't be afraid to. Do not be afraid to keep going back and forth to the car. You know what I mean? You want this to fit good on there. You know what I mean? So if it takes you 5 times to go back and forth to the car, 8 times or 20 times, do it. Do it. That's right. And honestly, even though it's stuck in the jerk rail, I'm not fighting it too much. Right here, you can see I curved it too much right here. So we're gonna back this off. I'm gonna flip it over to like 3 or 4 rolls through here on the backside just to flatten. Because I think you don't want to bend it because what's happening now? It's going like this.
Right.
You got a valley here, so we're gonna back roll this out and get this flatter here. But we want to put a little bit more of a curve here because right now we got a nice roll and then flat. We don't want flat. We want to roll this thing. We want to go this way with it. We want to go this way with it until it starts rolling and rolling. Like those. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a bigger piece than what we cut out of the car originally. Remember that's a little piece from here to here that we cut out. We're making it 2 times the size, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you said 2x4, that's sail panel on each side will come on. From the back of the car all the way to the middle of the top. Isn't that crazy? Alright, so back over here. We're gonna kick it up a notch. We're gonna put more of an arch die back in here. We're gonna go to the next arch die, but we're gonna still kick the pressure off. Remember, your pressure is what's gonna kill you in this industry here. I'm gonna back roll this a couple times and light. Just back it off a little bit so it's flat.
There's quick. Wow.
It's
Because it was over
surprising.
crowned on the day. It was like, I just saw it go flat. Like,
It is really
whoa.
surprising how quick that goes.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it's better now. See, it's not sticking up.
It's way better. That made a huge
I
difference.
actually need to put that in the wheel a couple more rolls right here. Okay, but you see, but it's not as quite as arched as it was here. So I'm gonna hit it a couple more times up here, flatten it out some more.
Literally every time that you pulled it back out, you could see it flat.
Yes.
It's unbelievable how it works.
We don't want to have a valley. That we're trying to create a no valley situation here. You know what I mean?
Does the metal ever work hardened?
What's it?
Does the metal ever work?
No, but it
work hardened?
gets thinner.
Okay.
It gets more pliable. It gets thinner. You can enter and speak to metal enough times that will. You want to keep some of the originalness of the metal. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's right into there. No valley now. This is causing a valley. But when we go ahead and loosen this and butt weld this up, that's going to go away. You know what I mean? So realistically, just by my thumb right here, see, this is curved too much right here. So we're going to flatten this out a little bit someplace. But we want to curve this one. We want a bowl shape here. We want a bowl shape. I didn't want a valley here. This valley is going to, you see this groove here? This is going away.
Right.
Remember this used to go all the way around the car? I want this to flow right into this catwalk right here. I want this to be smooth looking, you know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna take some of the curve out of this here, and we're gonna start working the center piece here, more of a bow shape. Right?
That's right.
Getting that? We got it. Get it good. All right, we're gonna roll this back out of here. Take some of this out of here. Remember, I don't have that much pressure here. That's why it's going in the dies is easy. Okay, we're gonna lay it back on here again. here. We're gonna hammer hit this some more here, guys. So we're gonna go to the beat back again. All right.
It's adding curve and direction.
We want to get this bow stick. We want this thing to come out. You know what I mean? So
We're trying to create curve this way.
Alrighty, let's go back over on here. Remember, it's still light. I still have a light pressure on it. It's not too heavy. Back a little bit more right here.
And you're not trying to bend the metal more, you're just smoothing out your marks.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, those marks shrink the metal.
Yeah.
They actually add the curve to the metal by shrinking it
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? A little more pressure.
For a person that doesn't know anything about cars, this is what they don't understand when it goes through you're making something.
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother.
They think they just go online, they buy the part and put it on and that's it.
It takes that long to do that? Oh my god, it costs how much to do that? This is all handmade, man. This is handmade stuff right here, you know? Until they see it done, they don't understand, you know?
And even when they watch watch a video and they see how it's done, they still don't understand.
Oh yeah, because it's done in 5 minutes.
Yep.
So that die that you're using on the bottom, is that medium? What's
That's
that about?
curved
What's
a
that?
lot.
That the one on the bottom, is that medium? Or is that
that's
more
most
the
curved.
higher?
No, there's one more curve than
Only
that.
one more
That's
curve.
gonna be the last one that we're gonna use.
So this is almost like number 2 when it comes to
Yes. Yes. So I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to create the bow here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By using more curved dies, you know?
But you're kind of getting a twofer, right? You're trying to flatten them out and you're doing just
Right.
a little bit of a curve.
Right.
Because I also noticed.
'Cause I'm stretching, right now I'm stretching the metal. After you
Yeah.
shrink, you're stretching it so it stays the compound curve,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Do you ever roll the panel on the other axis? Like you have it long ways.
Yeah.
Do you ever?
Well, he's
He's
doing it right
been
now.
moving it all over.
Yeah,
he's been
sometimes if the
switching it
panel's
up.
long enough and I don't have a helper, I'm doing this.
Okay. What I meant is like 90 degrees. where you're
Yeah,
not
he's been rotating it.
Oh,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, that's what I'm doing, back and forth. Is that-
He's
like
trying to
doing that-
focus it all in the center, not on the edge.
Right,
Yeah.
so like back and forth, like here, I'm trying to creep that bow back in here, like the original sail panel had.
But you can't necessarily control the direction of it.
No.
So it
It's
is,
just the way you're feeling
the
it.
more we're rolling that way, it's also curving it this way, but you could flatten that one manually back out, right?
Right.
You can go both ways.
Yeah. You do this enough, this metal, like, it starts looking like it's chrome plated. You're
Yeah.
polishing it as you're rolling. You see how much shiny the metal's getting? You can actually polish the metal and clear coat and run a chrome looking top.
We've been seen on YouTube videos where guys get these radius gauges and they're holding
Yeah,
them in.
they do.
And they'll say, this is a 24-inch radius or whatever.
Yeah.
They do,
They
they
try to
have.
match it or whatever.
Nah, I just get it as close as you can. It's gonna end up getting body work anyway, so you're gonna cut all that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's looking good, guys, that's looking good. And again, this is a short throw here. Like I said, this is a long day, but just do this panel to fit a car, you know?
Babe, we're gonna have to take a lunch break.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to get like
How we doing on
orders.
time? What's the time at? Battery wise, too.
Um,
I'm gonna check mine, hang on one second.
I'm at 40 on mine.
How are we doing on the guys? Let's see what we got here. Oh, I'm at 52, good. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys are checking in.
Oh.
Check out that crazy seal panel right there, huh? Look at the reflection of that wheel on the piece of metal below it. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's coming along, guys. So, yeah, we're gonna, I don't know, what time is it? I didn't even see it in here.
12:44 right now.
All right, yeah, we're gonna take a break. I think we're gonna have time to finish this one sail panel. I'm gonna have to work on the other one after time. Because right now we wanna get this fit on the car so we can have the overall look of it.
All right, we're gonna take a
right.
lunch break.
Yeah. Well, let me do this. Let me, if you wanna stop yours,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna finish this panel, just a couple more rolls, and I'm gonna put it on the car and clamp it in place.
All right,
okay?
we'll come back.
All right, so let me just do that for now. If you wanna go ahead and find out everybody's order from Vin's, you know what I mean?